something of this size is, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much unprecedented. And of course, it's got everybody wondering, what is the reason why? Usually something of this magnitude, I kind of think it's going to have something to do with war preparation.
Secretary Hegseth has fired without explanation nearly 22 officers, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General C.Q. Brown.
General, do we have too many white officers in the Air Force? Well, I would agree with you, but that answer is not consistent with your August 9th memo. In your August 9th memo, you said that you signed on to that there should be a reduction, essentially, of about 9% of the white officers. That's 5,400. We have 5,400, too many white officers.
We got breaking news tonight. Are we about to see military tribunals? Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has just ordered something no one can remember seeing before: an urgent recall of hundreds of America's top generals and admirals to Quantico, Virginia. No explanation, no precedent. And the mainstream media, they are freaking out. They're already spinning it. Tonight, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at what's really going on. Pete Hegseth has ordered something that military insiders are calling unprecedented. The news media has no clue. And part of the reason I believe that this meeting is being called is because of the news media. And nearly every single one of America's top generals and admirals from Europe, the Pacific, and even active combat zones have been scrambled to Marine Corps Base Quantico. No explanation, no precedent. He's in charge. He doesn't have to give them a reason. No one's ever seen anything like this before. Let's jump right into this.
So Secretary of War Pete Hegseth planning a rare in-person meeting with hundreds of top generals and admirals from around the world. Military sources telling Fox News that this is set for Tuesday at a Marine base in Virginia. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin reporting live from the Pentagon. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Martha. The meeting, first reported by the Washington Post, has since been confirmed by Fox News. 800 generals, admirals, and their senior enlisted aides have been ordered from their post around the world to Washington, D.C. to gather in an auditorium at Marine Base Quantico in Virginia on Tuesday. The officers have not been told what the meeting is about. The invitation has sent shockwaves through an already fearful officer corps who have been on the receiving end of angry outbursts by Secretary Hegseth, who routinely threatens to submit them to polygraphs.
Why shouldn't our nation's military leaders be subject to polygraphs? Why not? These guys and gals have access to the highest and most sensitive documents, up to and including the release of nuclear weapons. And the Washington Post broke this story. I wonder how they were able to break this. Well, part of this rare and urgent meeting, even these generals and all these other people are freaking out, is probably because of the news media. Officially, it's for warrior ethos. Unofficially, I'm speculating it's because of the leaks that have occurred a couple of months ago with the signal leaks. Now the Washington Post. And all of these generals, rumors are that 20% of them could be fired or demoted. And the ones refusing polygraphs, when I was in the military, I had a high level clearance. It's none of your business what it was. But we were subjected to polygraphs as this lowly enlisted. But remember, Hegseth's team didn't announce this first. It was leaked, which means somebody inside of the system wanted it out there. This isn't just a staff meeting. This is a global recall of every general and admiral in command, 07 through 010, plus their senior enlisted advisors. These are the people running Europe, the Middle East, the Pacific, active combat zones. Pulling them off the line, even for a single day, disrupts chains of command, creates vulnerabilities. So you know something big is about to happen. This is not just some routine meeting. Okay? Let's finish this.
Some express concerns that bringing all the military brass to one location in D.C. is an unnecessary security risk and question why the meeting cannot be held on a secure video teleconference call, especially at a time of rising global threats and cost cutting as the government faces a possible shutdown.
The reason it can't be held on a secure, quote, video conference is because there are no secure video teleconferences. It's all leaked, everyone. And somebody will have a cell phone in there and record it and then give it to the Washington Post. Come on, lady. And as far as it being a security threat or a risk for them, if the greatest military in the world cannot bring the leadership to a secure military base, it's not like they're meeting at the Hotel 6. Okay? If we can't pull that off, what does it say for our military? What does it say for our security? What does it say about our homeland? You can't bring the military leadership to the capital of the United States and keep them safe? No, I'm sure she's about to get into something else here. I can already see it. I can predict it. It's going to be some woke ideology. Let's just stand by.
Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell confirmed the meeting, but gave no details other than Secretary Hegseth, quote, will be addressing his senior military leaders early next week. Secretary Hegseth has fired without explanation nearly 22 officers, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General C.Q. Brown, the chief of naval.
She's going to say without explanation. This General Q.C. Brown cried on camera in uniform as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for George Floyd. He also was quoted as saying we had too many white pilots. Think about that. So that's why he was fired. And these other people were fired for more DEI and woke ideological faults that they had. They were caught doing. They refused to put up pictures of the president of the United States, duly elected, who they work for. He's called the commander-in-chief. They would not put up photos of J.D. Vance. They would not put up photos of Pete Hegseth. So that's why they were fired. This is a misleading news reporter. She is guilty of everything the Washington Post is, and I hope they pull her credentials just for this damn report.
Operations Admiral Lisa Franchetti, Coast Guard Commandant Admiral Linda Fagan, Air Force Vice Chief of Staff General James Slife. Last month, Secretary Hegseth fired Defense Intelligence Agency Director Lieutenant General Jeffrey Cruz, Navy Reserve Chief Vice Admiral Nancy LaCour, and Naval Special Warfare Command Head Rear Admiral Milton Sands, the head of the Navy SEALs. Many of those fired, Martha, by the Secretary have been women. The scant details about this meeting's agenda have many fearing a further purge.
I'm okay with all of that. And I love how she dug in there. Many of them were women. This lady, I hope they pull her Pentagon press corps. That's what I believe happens. Guys, what we're seeing is real military leadership. But if we can't bring our own military back to Washington, D.C. for a meeting, this whole meeting being leaked by the Washington Post says everything we need to know. This whole meeting being leaked by the Washington Post says everything and gives more credence and more of a need for this to happen. If we can't bring our military brass back to the capital of the United States, if we cannot keep something like this actually secure, that's part of the problem. Secure video teleconferences have been the norm for decades. I understand that, but it's not working anymore. So now the in-person meeting in Quantico, I love it. The part of this they're all avoiding to talk about. This all comes just days after the Pentagon rolled out tighter press restrictions. And as of September the 20th, about 5 days ago, reporters covering the Pentagon have to sign an NDA, a disclosure agreement, because they are sometimes subjected to classified information. And any information that they're going to publish needs to go through the proper chain of command and the chain of custody. so that we're not giving information to our enemies. This signal chat leak with the Atlantic staffer, this was a member of Hegseth's team, probably some Biden or some Obama castaways that were hanging around. That breach rattled America's security. It rattled Hegseth's team. It sparked new security rules. 2 days after the press rules were announced, boom, this Quantico recall. And then it leaks to the Washington Post. Now the secretary is on offense, accusing the press of misrepresenting Pentagon's procedures. He said plainly, journalists are not required to clear their stories with us. That claim's a lie. The rules are simple. Wear credentials, have an escort in sensitive areas, don't pressure Department of War personnel to violate policy, but the mainstream narrative became Hegseth is politicizing the military, threatening press freedom. The guy was a news reporter. He understands. That's the backdrop for this mysterious gathering. Some insiders believe this is about asserting authority or changing the culture of the force, not an operational emergencies. Others think it's a test of loyalty or a way to reset the chain of command after leaks. Either way, the optics are bad, and we need to fix this security stuff. I personally believe on the heels of Donald Trump saying we need to get the Bagram Air Base back, and with tensions ramping up with Russia, tensions ramping up in the Caribbean with Venezuela, our allies, the people that we are opposing, our actual enemies, they better stand by. Because taxpayers really want to feel safe. If this is a pep talk for these generals or a purity test, I believe it needs to happen. I believe Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is laying down the line, and I believe that he is going to get some answers. The bottom line is this is unprecedented. Something big is happening. And at the exact moment Hegseth is fighting with the press over the leaks and access, it's time to get back to a warrior ethos. If you're in shape, if you are a asset to the military, you can stick around. If not, you're going to find a new job. If you found this breakdown useful, hit the like, subscribe, and join my Patreon to keep the channel independent and free. Corporate media tells you what they're told by their advertisers. We don't do that here. Speaking of advertisers, check out King Green's great company helping veterans. That's our breakdown for today. As always, this channel is dedicated to unpacking daily news, giving you real analysis, and I don't have a filter. The mainstream media spins it. We cut through it. If you found it valuable, make sure to like and subscribe. Share it so more people can hear the truth and you can support the channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, and I'll see you back here with more stories that matter most.